Anyway, here he is, the great Alan Moore.
Thank you. I'd like to read something from The Masks of the Illuminati, which is basically about a meeting between Albert Einstein, James Joyce, Sir John Babcock and Aleister Crowley in Switzerland. And this comes from the end of the book, where Crowley has slipped everybody else some acid. And so you've got these four individuals having quite a time of it in a Swiss hotel room. The mummy Osiris rose from the grave. I'm a watchmaker in Amsterdam, he said. The nitrogen cycle. Ulysses rose from the grave. I'm an advertising canvasser in Dublin, he said. Stanislaus Joyce came out from under the carpet wearing the mark of Cain. Am I my brother's keeper, he asked. Besides, the woman did tempt me. Ah, rocks, said the voice of Nora Barnacle. But Joyce arose from the grave, glorified, infinitely subtle. Bad luck to your souls, he laughed. Did you think me dead? Lots of fun at Finnegan's wake, sang the Master Masons. Mad, said General Cambron. Age of reason. Always wear brown trousers in battle. Dracula rose from the grave. Don't forget to include me in the INRI process, he said. Landlords never die. The other side of the devil. I never drink wine. Edward Einstein and Lucia Joyce were led in, wearing straitjackets, moving with the mindless jerkiness of chronic schizophrenia. You'll desert my mother, Edward said accusingly to Albert. You never loved me. All you love is your goddamn equations. You are a monster. You live in your head and don't love anyone. Oh, I think I should go mad. Oh no, Einstein said, sobbing suddenly. You see, Crowley said to Babcock. Now it's his turn for the nun stage of INRI, death on a white horse. Lucia Joyce lifted her skirt flirtatiously, showing a blue garter. Go, damn you, she shouted at James. Hide under the ground. I know you're watching us. Watching, always watching. You know everything. Men, women, boys, girls. You see through it all, don't you? You live in your head and don't love anyone. Shite, Joyce said, sobbing in his wine. And there's another candidate, Crowley said airily. You rotten bastard. It's bloody, beastly, buggering, bleeding hell to be the child of a genius, Edward Einstein mourned. Don't I know it, Lucia Joyce agreed. I am he, Crowley chanted, suddenly drawing their attention again. The bornless spirit having sight in the feet, strong and immortal fire, who hate that evil should be wrought in the world. He, that lightning and thundereth, he, whose mouth ever flameth, he from whom is the shower of life on earth. The true initiation never ends. Dare to struggle, dare to win, shouted Lenin. Dare to guzzle Gordon's gin, Joyce added. Je suis Bovary, Flaubert said, looking embarrassed. Je suis Molly Bloom, Joyce said, unembarrassed. The Master Masons chanted over the Neanderthal fire. For of the Father and the Son, the Holy Spirit is the norm, male, female, quintessential, one, man being veiled in woman form, glory and worship be to thee, sap of the world ash, wonder tree. Glory to thee from gilded tomb, resounded the voice of Tim Finnegan. Glory to thee from waiting womb, chanted Molly Bloom. Glory to thee from earth uncloud, cried Osiris. Glory to thee from virgin vowed, sang Isis. The cross becomes a phallus, the phallus becomes a cross, the cross becomes a whirling sun. 2 owls and a hen, said King Lear. 3 crowns and a wren have all built their nests in my beard. They are moving towards zero. My God, it's the black hole, Schwarzschild cried. The entrance to hell, Babcock said. The cup of Our Lady, Crowley corrected them. It became an enormous pulsating donut. Joyce laughed. 9 months to get out, he said, and the rest of our full lives trying to get back in again. The donut became the spilling galaxy. The earth shook. Cthulhu rose from the depths, waving white-stained garters and stocks, bonds, currencies of all nations, boards and corporations. Governments fell like bowling pins. The stock market crashed. Nameless anarchist hordes stormed the streets, shouting up against the wall motherfuckers as they executed bankers, corporation presidents, lawyers, politicians, landlords, priests, rabbis, ministers, lady golfers and anyone with a clean white shirt. Orgies broke out in parliaments, congresses, antique shops, boutiques, business offices, butcher shops, monasteries, trolley cars, hospitals, carousels, universities, academies, laboratories, nunneries, bakeries, cathedrals, law offices, factories, nunneries, bakeries, cathedrals, law offices, factories. Huge brutal cocks were thrust into cunts, arseholes, mouths of voluptuous actresses, doddering dowagers, distinguished philosophers, kings, bishops, boys, girls, soldiers, mothers superiors, bankers, whimpering poets. Cunts were fucked, sucked, chewed, licked, kissed. Queen Victoria was gangbanged by 358 Watusi warriors. Madmen defecated in wells, fountains, punch bowls, on streets and in doorways. Drooling farm boys waving signs that said bestiality liberation. Charged into pet shops to sodomise dogs, cats, monkeys, birds, tarantulas. Andre Breton walked about Paris shooting pedestrians at random. The last lawyer was strangled with the guts of the last politician. The Pope appeared in delirium on the balcony facing St. Peter's Square, incoherently chanting Cthulhu Fatagan, while sodomising himself with a 12-inch dildo from the Yokohama Sex and Leather Corporation. Housewives murdered their husbands and rushed to the stockyards to fuck goats, howling Io Pan, Pan, the goat with 1,000 young. Nihilists attacked insane asylums with automatic rifles, murdered the staffs and set the patients free to roam the streets and set fire to psychiatrists' offices. Avant-garde poets seized the newspapers and published strange, unsettling headlines. Is it a new electromagnetic phenomenon or the heart and mind of Europe dying? Only the madman is absolutely free. The star people are returning, but I have lost my one true love. Where is God, now that we need him? The next day, the women got organised and completed the butchery. And the sky turned into the body of Newick, black, beautiful, the star mother. And all was changed in a moment, in the flickering of an eye. It never happened. We were just 4 people, sitting on the floor, looking past time into eternity. It's not in magic's nature to let anybody go. Something to do with time not being what it seems. Something about the Gestern Heute Morgenswelt, things happening all at once, the way they do in dreams. And somewhere it's still 1932, it's Brooklyn, sepia dust, depression streets, neutrons discovered, Lovecraft still alive. Fat Irish cops abandoning their beats and breaking into a spontaneous ballet, with nightsticks twirling, dancing on the stoops as though through Joyce's Dublin on one timeless day. They gather round the New York natal crib of Mrs. Wilson's pride and joy to stand with newsboys, gangsters, dig each other in the ribs or, tearful and red-faced, sing Danny Boy. The nuns of Flatbush, glaring and unkissed, line up to smack their rulers on his wrist, promoting Sister Kenny's polio cure, and all of this could be in the imagination of a squirrel furiously circling a tree. All of these people, moments and events could be no more than thoughts suspended simultaneously within the snow globe consciousness of Luna Wilson, dreaming in the ice to question everything That's still your only man, your best advice. And somewhere, Orson Welles' voice is leaking from old radios. The shadow knows if Arlen Riley scripted those specific shows, but suddenly it's 1958. They've set the matrimonial date. In a lysergic spindrift spray that grades from pink to tangerine, the chemist Albert Hoffman rolls up on the day astride his jelly bike while Leary rides down from an altered state. The decades-beatnik H-bomb clock ticks over to the 60s as they kiss and grin and celebrate until the lovely trouble starts. First Krasner's realist, then the rabbit raunch of Hefner's poolside swoon, wearing their hearts upon their paisley sleeves and psychedelic badges on their hearts. Soon he's reporting on the tension swirling around the Democratic armies at the Night Convention in Chicago, 1968. Tear gas grenades fired by police destroy the fuming parabolic arc as William Burroughs and Jean Genet take each other by the arm and with great dignity, with years of riot experience between them, with soaked handkerchiefs worn like owl hoot bandanas, quit the park. Up with Bob Shea at Playboy after dark and chuckling over creepy letters from John Birch's detailing conspiracies compiled from Nestor Webster's library shelves, and then read all the best bits out aloud and then decide to cook one up themselves. While elsewhere in the yesterday, today, tomorrow world, it's the mid-70s. Their unified field theorem of American anxiety become a textbook guide to hilarious occult anarchy. A trilogy that pulled it all together and changed paranoia from an illness into an illuminating game, before Dan Brown and David Icke hit town to change it back again. A rattling Zen caper movie full of sex, drugs, yellow submarines, Bavarians, Fnord, Marilyn Monroe and dazzling dime store profundity. Tell us, John Dillinger, how did you manage to escape from that locked cell? Same way that you break out of any prison hell, I just walked through the wall into the fire. 71 it's written, published 4 years later, and just 1 year after that, served up entire on stage. Ken Campbell's science fiction theatre of Liverpool, Bill Drummond working in the wings, who, feeling justified and ancient and inspired, moves on to other things. And during all this, there's been dog-faced messages from Sirius, coincidences piped in by the crew that never rests, new ways of seeing. And when Bob and Arlen's 15-year-old daughter Luna is shot dead during a stick-up job, he points out that her killer was a young Native American compelled to rob by brutal and oppressive history, opposes the death penalty, and stands as an extraordinary and exemplary human being. In another district of the Gestern, Heute Morgenswelt, meanwhile, it's Sunday, March 18th, 2007, and well, here we are, for one last 23 skidoo, clearing the wire with an important signal coming through from the agnostic wing of heaven. Robert Anton Wilson limped out through the wall into the fire, into the simultaneous party of eternity, into the splendid, timeless funfair of a life that he has somehow managed to survive, with 35 books weaving his idea in their spectacular diversity, weaving his luminescent consciousness into the intellectual DNA of our painfully slow-developing society, and dancing somewhere with his wife, back when he could still dance and she was still alive. Researching pukas, watching Harvey in the cathode light, another Wilson on screen finds them in a dictionary described as rabbit spirits, working mischief with reality. And Mr. Wilson, how are you tonight? I saw him in a psychedelic vision once, with other Magi in a room outside of time in shining white, a real Illuminati, a crew that never rests but works without respite to include everyone, every last one of us, within their light. And Mr. Wilson, how are you tonight?